is still around from my previous live, that would be fantastic. I'm not sure they are. I think I have got the audio figured out. I probably lost a bunch of people because they're probably thinking, why would I want to hang around when I can't hear what you're saying? Because I know that you're probably saying something that's worthwhile, hopefully. It's burger time. Cooking out, burger time. Oh, man. Uh huh. That's good. That's good stuff. Hopefully, some people are joining in. Maybe not. Maybe so. Maybe. Hopefully. Listening to the me eat. It's burgers and beans, cheeseburgers. Oh man, they're good with the tomato. They're excellent. I don't have anybody joining in because they probably said, "Why would I do that again? I'm not going to hear what he's saying, and it's going to suck." But you never know. I'm going. God bless America. I guess I shouldn't be doing that. You can't put the weight on outside. That's. I got somebody watching. Hopefully they can tell me that my audio works, because my audio problem was that I had a speaker plugged in. And I think it was killing that. Maybe not, but I think that's what it was. Because I've had that problem before when I've taken phone calls over there. Hello, can you hear me, Lynn? Hopefully. Now, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes. It's because I had a speaker plugged in. Sorry I'm eating, but I had to cook out. Oh, and this burger's good. I had a speaker plugged in. After I realized that my first live was going sour, everybody was giving me suggestions. And then I looked on there and I'm like, oh, there's little headphones on there. And I'm like, oh, my little Grogu bitty boomer speaker was screwing me up. Was turned against me. So we're gonna do a live now. Oh man, this is good. You gotta love burgers on Memorial Day weekend. What I was saying earlier when I was talking to myself, my trip to Lane, are you talking about my trip to Delphi? If that's what you're talking about, it's fine. I like Delphi. I think it's a nice little town. It's very similar to mine, with my mouth full. And I wish it would have been nicer weather, but actually this past Wednesday would have been the best. But nah, what do you do? Woo. Oh, man, that's hot. That's hot stuff. Hey, Jinx, you're back. Good. Hopefully you joined in to figure out what my audio problem was. My audio problem was my baby boomer. My speaker. My Grogu speaker. Hey, Phil Bond's back too. Glad you all came back. I don't know what I was talking about. But yeah, my trip to Delphi was fine. Delphi, it was odd because it was funny because we were driving over there and there's road construction which led us to roads that were in worse shape. It's like driving through a minefield or on the moon. Hey, Frosty. Good you can join me. It's burgers and beans, and you inhale them. But no, I like Delphi. And like I said before, if I haven't said on here, or if I've said I think I said maybe in the live when I was there that I'm impressed by the work that they have done on the trails. I think it's very impressive. I know other people don't care about there. They're like, yeah, whatever. But I think it's impressive. From when I was there, in the I was there. I know I was there in 19. I think I was there. I think I went over there in 17, but I didn't know where I was at. I didn't know which trail was what. I think I ended up over on the west side. I had a short that I put on a few days ago of the canal, the Bicycle Bridge Road entry, and which was a nice little video because it was raining at the time. Lindsay asked me if do I think they will tear down the bridge? No, I don't. And the reason why I don't think they'll tear it down, it's too costly. Now they had the support. They have the supports in place to put up the new walkway, or as I call, well, I guess you would call it a walkway or an observation pier, maybe. I guess you would call it. But financially speaking, I don't think they would tear down. This is the problem when you do the YouTube version. I can't see your questions long enough because I got to look at the screen, and I'm not looking at it. I'm looking at the wonderful day. It's a beautiful day. But now I'm like Trump, just randomly going, "Oh, it's a beautiful day." They say something, they say bridges are like, anyway. But like I said, I think it's too costly to tear it down. Hopefully it just doesn't fall down. Sorry, I saw it was Jinx, but I missed it. I apologize. I need to look at the screen. How about those extension cords? Those look nice. This is my back patio. This is where I like to spend most of my time. Enjoying some food and some Miller Lite or Jack Daniels or gin or whatever. Well, you too. Birds. What do they know? Probably a lot. I guess I should be. Carr had said, I can't wait until they tear down that bridge. Yeah? And that's easy. That's an easy thing to say. Can't wait till they tear down a bridge. I think that's mainly for dramatics. I like Doug Carter too. I'm not going to say anything bad about him. He's done the best job that he can do, that he is paid for. I guess I could say that. Or I think he's been pretty much the man of reason to calm the situation. It's his job. And I think he's done a great job doing that. Yeah, good. I'm glad you do. But like I said, I just think it's too costly to tear down that bridge. And dealing with public works and street projects in our town, it is just astonishing how much it costs to do something. Let's say tearing down a house in our town. Say it's a house like mine. It's $25,000 to cut that house or tear that house down. I can't imagine what it would be, the time, the effort, the money, the planning. Of course, there's nothing out there that would be in the way that may get damaged from the actual the raising of the property. But still, it's like I said, all the things I went through, probably to tear down the rest of the bridge would be in the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, not millions. And that's why a lot of those train bridges are not torn down. It's too costly. I suppose I'm missing questions because I just keep eating. I'm rudely eating. My screen door there needs to be fixed, or I need a new one because that doesn't look good. But that's beside the point. Man, this is good. Whew. I hope everyone. Oh, something I said earlier when I was on Biddy Boomer mute. I watched Coach Kev, and he did a show honoring those who fallen soldiers in past wars, and I was very grateful that he did that. He's maybe I said it. He's most known to, or he's known to most people as being connected to the Delphi case. His connections to other people that have been connected to the Delphi case, YouTubers. But I was like, it was nice to see him come out or get out of out of the typical stuff and honor those that have served and that have fallen in serving our country. And I was very appreciative of it. He had a nice little show. It was nice to see. As I unromantically bite that burger. Memorial Day's always been the true Memorial Day is not this weekend. True Memorial Day is May 30th. It's not Monday. Like I said on his, I made comments on there. If anybody has followed me, my brother, after September 11th, joined the United States Coast Guard. He ended up being what was made. He ended up in avionics. He was stationed in Tillamook, Oregon, and then Cape May, New Jersey. And unrelated or related, I don't know. He passed away on February 13th, 2015 from cancer, and I miss him every day. He did so much in this short amount of time in his life, only 36 years. Paramedic, firefighter, firefighting instructor, paramedic instructor. Like I said, with the Coast Guard, he did it all. And he was definitely dedicated to the United States, and I am forever indebted to that. And I was happy that Coach Kev mentioned his name on there, and like I said, happy that he did his show. Because there are other things that go on in this country besides there's just other things that go on there. I guess I don't know really where I was going with that, but so I hope everybody is enjoying. Oh man, it is very, very nice out here. I always tell people that there's only like 14 good days a year. No, you have stories from 9/11, boss. I bet you do. Definitely do. I'd like to hear them. Go ahead and tell me something. But yeah, you couldn't ask for a nicer Memorial Day weekend. I will say that. I don't want to keep harping on it, but man, it's nice out. People are probably watching this going, why does he keep eating? It's gross. Stop eating. Stop eating. Your beans are cold. They're still good. You know what? I think there are a lot of good people when it comes to the Delphi case. I was going to try to stay off the promoting people. I made promotions in the past that I'm really not happy about, but I retracted those. Your uncle was working. No, I'm going to sidetrack. Your uncle was working in the Pentagon on September 11th. Okay, but that was interesting that day. Jinx. That's been one of the weirdest of the attacks, was that Pentagon thing. Of course, that was the plane that was, I think, meant for the White House, because the 4 planes were meant for both trade centers, the Capitol, and the White House. And history says that the plane that went down in Shanksville, yeah, I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was surreal. The plane that went down in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, was the one that was headed to the White House, if I remember right. Well, at least that's the story. The one that hit the Pentagon was the one that was destined for the Capitol. You're not going to get a lot of people. You're going to get a lot of people. See, the planes hit the World Trade Center because that was the financial heart of the United States, because it was the hatred of capitalism, of course. And then the other 2 were not going to cause a lot of death, but it was going to be a symbol, as they can always be happy that they destroyed the Capitol and destroyed the White House, even though the White House burnt down once before, because the British burned it down in 1803 or something. So, anyway, one more bite of this burger, and then I'm going to stop eating it. Because it's rude. Anyway, back to where I was going with my story when it comes to Delphi creators. I doubt I have any lurkers out there watching. Maybe so, I don't know. If you are, hello. I promoted a creator, the Prof. I withdrew that because I think he got a little unhinged, and I don't want to be associated with someone that's, I think he'd be, I don't want to say it is, because I think everybody has the chance to express their opinions when it comes to the case, but then it becomes a problem when you're completely off the case, or you've chosen a group of people that you're just after for some unknown reason, because you think they're after you. So I think I noticed his videos or his lives were somewhat innocent, but his community posts had gotten kind of iffy. And then I realized that he was a conspiracy theorist, and I used to be a conspiracy theorist when I was 18. And to be a conspiracy theorist at my age now, at 53, seems like I probably need to go to a mental institution. But maybe that's me. So I decided that I was not going to promote that, and I removed the video. It was the only video that I've removed, other than a video of my cat that I thought was stupid, so I removed it. And a lie from last week, because it was going south. I couldn't get anything to work. Blah, 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 boobity boo, it was gone. So now I did today share a link to Coach Kev's video because I had a feeling that it was going to be a good video. It was going to be an honest video. It was going to be paying tribute to our fallen soldiers, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not going to share a video that promotes any kind of bashing towards individuals that have nothing to do with the case and family members that have nothing to do with the case and others. It just is not right. I couldn't go with it any longer, and I haven't done a video about this. I did a community post about it, and yeah, I know, Jinx, he was always after you, and he was after you and Thomas Frost, and actually, to be honest with you, yeah, Winston is cool on, yeah. To be honest with you, what really did it for me, I don't know. I don't know you, all of you, you people. I don't know you, but I think I know you. I know you through the internet, which is odd to know people through the internet or to think you know through people through the internet. You know me because I do videos. My name's Brandon Baragry. I live in Watseka, Illinois. I don't hide from it. I think what did it for me with the prof is he started going after Randy Gravett. And Randy always seemed like the most innocent of people. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think so. But yeah, I get it. Yeah. I just, I don't know Randy. He seems like a perfectly fine person. It seems like a stand-up guy. I don't know him. I can't say he's bad or good, but to me he seems like he's good. For some reason I'm blocked on his channel, but whatever. I don't think it was him. It could have been somebody else on there. But he started going after him, which he didn't before. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Jinx. I've watched one of the first I may have said it before, but who cares? I got new people watching. I think I shed some of the old ones. Some of the first people I watched were Randy, because I knew he was close, and Gray Hughes. I mean, Gray Hughes is what he is. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Jinx. I know he doesn't do a lot now, but I used to do Randy's Jeopardy, and I thought maybe I was blocked because I was kicking ass on there. But anyway, where was I at? I just get lost. And my beer is getting hot. And it's not even hot out. Anyway. Oh, yeah. Randy? Yeah. Anyway, Randy, I think, is fine. I think everybody around there. And actually, I think another thing that kind of bugged me about him, I don't want to go off on the prof. Because I'm sure he's going to somehow weasel or get in here somehow. And I'm not going to respond to him because I don't respond to it. I don't care about attacks. I'm not fazed by it. I'm on the city council. I get attacked all the time. But I also had a feeling that he was belittling small towns. And that kind of bothered me because Delphi is very similar to my town. I'll say it again. I used to go to Monticello a lot. I love Monticello. We were just in Monticello after we were at... Hey, there's a Bun. Hey, bunny. Went to Monticello after we were in Delphi. Bun's skinny. You're skinny. I could easily sidetracked. Yeah. Yes. City council is definitely a hot seat. But I expected. I mean, some of us on there are idiots. Some of us on there are idiots half the time. Some of us are on there are idiots most of the time. but I kind of take it. I can pick on my small town, but yep, Indiana Beach in Monticello. Yep, you spent a lot of time there. We had a cabin across the lake. Like I said, our cabin there was probably, I think when they bought it in the early '70s, it was like 15,000, and I think they recently sold the lot for 500 grand or something like that. Um, anyway, back to the small towns. I just don't like it. I can make fun of my small town, but you can't make fun of my small town. Just like when my older brother, he picked on me, punched me in the arm. He'd hold me down, try to spit in my mouth or spit in my face. But if anybody effed with me, he was right there. That's kind of how I feel about small towns. And this area around here is great. A little hot, a little rainy, a little cold. But what do you do? If it was 65, 70 degrees year round, there'd be about 500 million people living here. Oh man, what a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. I see that the Shasta daisies are coming out. I have Shasta daisies over there. They're gonna get big next to the salvia. You can't see it. It could be a bunch of cardboard boxes as far as you know. So I think I'm gonna end that with the prof, because I don't want to get into the weirdo name calling and stuff like that. I think everybody around there, even if proving that people that are Delphi creators may know the family, what the hell does that prove? Is that some ginormous conspiracy? I don't think so. I know people that live in Indiana, so I guess that makes me part of it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm done with that. I saw that Jinx said the weather was nice over there. Yeah, it's supposed to be. I have tomorrow off. Excuse me. I have tomorrow off, and I was all set to watch the Indy 500 with my son, but don't think it's going to happen. Maybe. Hopefully not. I haven't checked the latest weather. Probably still rainy. If we're going by right now, why don't you run the race right now? It'd be probably a little dark. I don't know. I hope everybody does enjoy their Memorial Day weekend. You have to honor the fallen, what they have given to this great country. It's immeasurable. People take the call and they end up with the ultimate sacrifice. And you should never forget that. It's just that simple. There's nothing really more that you can say about that. Some people have the courage that others don't. And I don't. And I can kind of consider myself as probably one of those that doesn't have the courage, but others do it. My brother, I know some people say, well, he's just in the Coast Guard. He still was in the Coast Guard. And he was out on the Coast Guard cutters. And he was out in the helicopters. He was out there doing it, as you would say. He loved what he was doing. He loved everything about being a firefighter. He loved everything about being a paramedic. He was always there for service. And when Memorial Day comes around, I know he didn't die in action, but to me, it kind of falls in there in that category, because he did serve, and now he's gone. So I kind of, in a way, connect it. To some, it's probably not right. To me, I don't care. Others may see it the same way I do. Whatever. But there's been a lot of people that have served. The unforgotten war, or the forgotten war, not the unforgotten, the Forgotten War. I think a lot of people the the war that most people don't talk about enough or don't know enough about, that was probably the most horrific, was World War I. That was all foxhole or ditches, mustard gas. It was what led Hitler to be so pissed off and to go to war with the world, as Norm Macdonald would say, because he was mustard gassed, and of course he blamed the Jews as why he was mustard gassed. But World War I, if you ever, there's a couple of good movies. I think War Horse is a good one. 1913, no, 1918, not 1913, 1918 or 1917. Get your date right. 1917 is an excellent movie about World War One. It's done mostly with what they consider one shot. I don't think it really is. I think there's a couple of times that they edited. Yeah, trench wars, exactly right. That's what I was trying to think of. Not foxholes, trench. But there is 1917 movie, and it's supposed to be done all in one shot. It's not really, because I think there's a couple of cuts in there, but it's an excellent movie for those who use movies as a history lesson for the past. Coach Kev was talking about movies on there. I wanted to mention that, but um, for other movies, Saving Private Ryan, the first 20-25 minutes of that movie is tremendous and also horrific. And every older gentleman that served in World War II at that time said it was dead on. Um, Schindler's List is a different take on World War II. Another tremendous movie. That was actually the first date movie that I went on with my wife. So you want to go to a movie? Yeah, sure. So she's expecting to go to a comedy or something, and we go to Schindler's List. Um, but it's a good way to know someone or to learn someone. Do they want to go see uh, Ace Ventura, or whatever, which is a fine movie, or go to Schindler's List? Um, that's a great movie. Trying to think of Full Metal Jacket's a strange movie. Um, hey, Christy Lynn, good having you on here. I'm in the middle of my movie countdown, sort of. Um, Full Metal Jacket is two movies. Yeah, it's a movie about basic training, and then it's an acid trip Vietnam War movie from the second half, probably second two-thirds. Um, Platoon, I went to see when I was in high school. Tells you how old I am. I think I already said how old I am. Um, oh, damn. What's the one with Tom Cruise? Why can't I think of it? What is the movie with Tom Cruise? Where he's Ron Kovic. Hey, he's in that one too. Yeah. Um, no, where he's the Oliver Stone movie. Can't think of it. Drawing a blank. I draw a blank. Yeah, We Were Soldiers is an excellent movie too. It's actually a good movie by um, Mel Gibson. It's Andrew Garfield, and he's a pacifist. Can't think of that one. Yeah, Born on the Fourth of July. Thank you, Nancy. um, but there's a movie that Vince Vaughn's in it. Andrew Garfield. And he's a yes. Thank you. Hacksaw Ridge. Another good movie. That was an excellent movie to watch someone that's a pacifist try to orchestrate himself around that situation that he's put in. Any other movies? What else? I kind of copying I off of Coach Cav. Maybe we should have got on there and done Brandon and Coach Cav's war movies. Anyway, I'm trying to think of some that were. Oh, Patton. Psh, my grandpa Ted. He loved George Patton. It was his. Oh, he loved the movie. He loved Patton. No matter what Patton did, doesn't matter. Even if he's slapping somebody. But yes, that's another good movie. Patton, written by Francis Ford Coppola, directed by someone. Um, just like Scarface, written by Oliver Stone, directed by Brian De Palma. Now it's Brandon's movie reviews, or movie whatever. Have I said that it was most excellent outside? It's a beautiful evening. Red extension cord in the background, adding to it, making it look much, much nicer than it is. Well, oh yeah, U 571, yeah, German U-boat movie. That's with McConaughey, right? Yeah, if you like submarines, if you like being in submarines. Um, Down Periscope, and that one? No, that's with Kelsey Grammer. That's a stupid comedy. But yeah, I think McConaughey is the lead in that. Yeah, yeah. I'm a history and movie nerd. I think that's why I honestly think that's why I was kicked out of Randy's trivia because I knew too much. No, I know too much. I think I know too much. How much? But anyway, yes. I'm glad you threw that in there. That's James Cameron, The Abyss. That's an excellent movie. That is so far ahead of its time. That came out in '89 when I graduated. Um, '89, yeah, yeah. Pretty sure it's '89. And no, that's a by far an excellent movie. I think there's a director's cut that's got a lot more special effects in it. Because there's one thing. As much as I like exploring space, my mom always said to me, well, they're all interested in exploring space, which is very expansive. We still have parts of the ocean that we have no idea what's going on there. And she's right. She may still be right now. I don't know how she feels, but she's still right. And that's why the abyss could be plausible, very plausible. And who was in that? Ed Harris, Mary Elizabeth, the one that was in Color Money, Master Antonio. Yeah, very. It was an excellent movie. James Cameron movies have all been good except for Avatar. I've never seen it. Yes, see, Jinx, I mentioned that too. The Pacific was another excellent um, miniseries. Same Tom Hanks, Steven Spielberg did Band of Brothers. I've always been more attached to the Pacific because my grandpa's brother, I kind of put that in the comment on Coach Kev. My grandpa's brother was in Iwo Jima and he was shot through the wrist, came right out the top of his hand. And they gave him, since he was injured, they gave him $100 starting in 1944. I think it was 40. I'm positive it was 44, maybe 45 when the paperwork was done. $100 a month for the rest of his life. So $100 in the 40s was a lot more than $100 in the 70s or 80s. And he passed away late 80s. Hopefully you can hold on here because I gotta take it. I can't pause on this. I can't do StreamYard, Ducky Head. I can't do StreamYard on my phone. If I can, how would I know? I can barely get the mute or the sound to work. So I'm going to stay on here, but you're gonna watch me go in that door right there to get another beer and maybe do something else. But I'll be right back. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. Did you miss me? Three guesses to what I was doing. Besides getting the beer. Well, we're waiting. Anybody gonna guess what I was doing? It's not that hard. This is an actual live. This is what a real, honest to God live is. You're sitting here, you're going, oh man, that bladder's a getting full. What do I do? I can't pause this. So, yeah, there you go. Yeah. I could put a bucket down here. But anyway, glad you figured it out. It wasn't that difficult. At least I didn't go poop. But like I was saying, this is an honest to God live. Live. And you're sitting here and you're thinking, uh-oh. Anyway, so where was I? Was I in the middle of movies? We don't have to talk about, if we're in movies, we can talk about all kinds of different movies. Oh, I'm an expert up here. You know, because some people are experts everything. They think they're experts at anything. They could read and learn about something over the period of, well, I don't know, a couple months, and think they know everything about it. So, but that's beside the point. I think I got, I don't know how many people I got on here. 8? Oh, that's huge for me. Thicker Billy. I'm an expert. I'm an expert in speaking. You know, the funny thing was, when I went to college, I went to SIU, Carbondale, which was, I don't know, 5,000 miles from here. No, maybe it's not that far. A couple hundred miles, 200, 283. I don't know. When I went to college, I went to Southern, and I made friends with Chicago suburbs people, and they were, we'd talk to them, and it seemed like we were talking fine, and they're like, "You got a Southern accent." I'm like, "What?" "Hey, you got where are you from?" And I said, Watseka, Illinois, about 80 miles south of Chicago. "Oh, you got a Southern accent." And I said, "Well, yeah, because anything below the I-80s, you consider it hillbilly." "Hey, good. I love Carbondale. I used to go out to Giant City all the time." We did. Did lots of things out there. It was fun. Not cliff, well, we did cliff rappelling from cliffs. I racked myself something fierce then. Um, Used to do trails. It's cool. It's just cool out there. Did a lot of trails out there. Trying to think of what else is out in that area. Devil's Lake, Kitchen Table, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, spent a lot of time out there doing things we were fun and probably shouldn't have done, but away it goes. I need an organizer in my brain. This is what's great about Alive. I could say something absolutely insane and then go, wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and go, "What did I say that for?" But I'm not going to, because I'm not that kind of person. I don't put myself in those situations because I'm not an idiot. There's a robin over there. He's looking at me. I don't like those shifty eyes. Anyway, Gardens of the Gods, yes, I'm glad you brought that up because I was just looking at that because I wanted to go down there. That's part of Shawnee, I believe, right? Shawnee National Forest. Maybe like the upper part. That's funny because I was within the last couple months looking for a place to go when I get my vacation time, and yeah, no, I'm full of shit a lot. You know that I'm full of shit because I yap, yap. Um, yeah, but there are others that are full of shit and don't regret it. I've got regrets. You've always got to have regrets. You've always got to accept that you're not perfect because you're imperfect. You can never forget that you are, as a soul, you are imperfect. So back to Garden of the Gods. Speaking of soul and grace, um, that would be an inter- I know, interesting. That would looks like a very interesting place to go, and I think we might go down there sometime. It's not that far from here, so some of the other places when we went to getting onto places to go for 100, Alex. Um, we went to Bedford, Indiana, to the cave that's there. Now I can't remember it. And we went on a boat, I think. We went to the Brickyard in 2016. Yeah, the Brickyard 400 in 2016. And we went down to Bedford and went to the cave that we took a little river boat or a underground lake. You know, that was pretty cool. Can't remember what the cave was, but anyway, that was cool. Now we shifted from movies to where would you like to? Hey, it's a free for all. I want all of my lives to be free for alls. It's free for all. I think I can play music in the background now because YouTube is not shunning me for playing music. And if they do, anyway, that's just for my benefit to be listening to music. Now it's starting to get chilly out here. My comments have died. Comments come back. Lynn, I've seen things about it, but honestly, I have not been following it close enough to tell you that. Yeah, I know. Jinx, YouTube. I've been hit on a couple of things, but I'm not in it. I don't. Most of my shorts, if you've been watching them, I've got music attached to them, and they're like, "Don't put music on there, because then they'll want blah 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 blah." And I'm like, I don't care. I'm not really in it for. I'm not in it for the cash flow, so whatever. But back to the Karen Reed. I've seen things on there. But I don't follow enough cases. Now, my wife, Nancy, she really follows cases. I don't know if she's following that one. But let's say she watches all the true crime stuff, which I watch some of it. Like I said in the past, I only became, yeah, exactly. I became attached to Delphi because of my location. I've said that location. They always say location, location, location. Location, age of the girl, same as my son. And I guess it's those two. The fact that I know where Delphi's at, I guess that's location. So that was why I became accustomed to that. And I think maybe trails, possibly. Hey, voice over van. Yeah. Hey, I'm here. Hey, you're watching in the UK. You know, there's a lot of UK people from the United Kingdom that in Australia. I think my most watched these my three outside of the United States is probably or where I get most views from are the United Kingdom, Australia, and Israel, of all places. Even beats out Canada. And it's funny to go through those analytics and find out what's what, and then who follows you or who subscribes, who watches your videos, who watches who the analytics of each video. It's funny to see that. I got some videos where women are like 83 to 17. I will say I got a lot. I have more women watchers than men, but I don't know. It probably has to do with a lot of the fact that a lot of men don't watch a lot of YouTube that's not sports related. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. There's another shifty Robin over there. He's just looking at me. Actually, I might not be a Robin. Could be a small person. Okay, I think I think the chat may have probably gone into something else, possibly, which is fine. I don't care. Talks amongst yourselves. Coffee talk. The only other case that I was somewhat interested in was the Baby Dior, and that always seemed like an odd thing to me. That was another case that just seemed very odd, very sad. I think that was just neglect more than anything, and it was neglect on the on the uh, on the one of the family members, which was the grandpa. And I think the family tried to cover that up because they just didn't. It was just the easiest thing to do. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I don't like to throw out opinions on a case, but that's just how I feel about that one. I think that was just absolute neglect. But when it comes to Delphi, which I don't like to give an opinion on, I think the direction that it is heading is the right direction. And that's why I've come to where I guess I found peace in knowing that I think it's the right direction. I think the accused is the main culprit. There's possibly other people, but when it comes down to it, I think the accused is the right one. If I'm proven wrong, so be it. But that's what I think it is. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. What do you do? I listen to all kinds of theories, years of theories, this, and as I went along, I just kept throwing them, they just kept leaving, and I realized how ridiculous it had become. And it wasn't that much of an orchestration. There isn't 400 people involved. There may be more than one. There's probably more than one person that knows, and it may be somebody that is the closest to Richard Allen. The closest person to Richard Allen, as you could easily figure out. But I don't think it's hundreds of people, or I'm blowing that out, but the tens or 20s or 30s of people. When Doug Carter said that you may have told someone, if it's Richard Allen, who do you think he told? Who would be the first person that he would tell? That's a question I ask all of you that are watching. Who would he tell? Lynn? Anybody else? He's not going to tell a hole in the ground. You know, speaking of hole in the ground, I did one more video while I was over there, but I didn't put... I think you were on the right track the first time. Well, possible. I did another short video of the tunnel. There's a tunnel right at Freedom Bridge that water goes through. Tunnel. And I did a video. Someday I may put that on there. I found an interesting group of people that were living under it that get attacked, but I'll just leave it at that. So is there anybody out there that's what? Yeah. Yeah. Of course it's his wife. Say I'm done something horrendous and I realize that it was uncharacteristic, maybe not, but definitely for me, the one person I'm going to tell is my wife because I feel guilty. So I'm going to go to her and tell her because I've always tried to be honest and I've always been honest. So that's who I would go to. Now, I don't know what my wife would do, but maybe Rick Allen's wife is devoted to him totally more than she should be. So she is going to cover for him. I'll tell you what, I'll be honest with you. I had a stupid theory, but I'm going to say it, that I thought it was maybe her and Richard's covering for his wife, kind of like presumed innocent with Harrison Ford. But I don't want to say that. Strike that from the record. It's always a possibility that maybe she found out Richard was doing things that he shouldn't be doing, and she put an end to it. There's always that. I've never heard anybody say that, but it's always a possibility that she took care of things herself, and he's too afraid to say anything. You never know how some relationships are. Yep, stricken from the record. Strike that from the record. There goes the air conditioner. Hope you can still hear me. That scared me. I think I'm far away from the air conditioner that you can hear me. Unless you'd rather hear the air conditioner. I would like to... I think I'll skip that. Maybe I'll do that at a later date. I am planning on being in Delphi in October. Here's a little, speaking of October, this was an odd thing that I always think is odd pertaining to me. Maybe it's just me. The girls died on February 13th. Can you hear it? Can you still hear me? The girls died. Bacon Fest? No, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm trying to make a... Anyway, the girls died on February 13th, the same day that my brother Brett died, 2 years earlier. Richard Allen was officially taken into custody, if I remember correctly, on October 26th. And that's my brother Brett's birthday, which I think the worlds colliding is weird. Maybe it's just me, but I think that's when I realized that maybe the stars aligned. I don't know, it's just me. Not everybody has a brother that died on February 13th and was born on October 26th, but I don't know. To me, it made a difference. I just thought it was odd, especially if you're into numerology. Speaking of that, what happened to all the numerology people that were on YouTube They had the tarot card readers. They were always interesting. Uh, you can say anything with tarot cards. Um, yeah. No, I kind of threw myself off there with that. But I think the the dates are interesting, to say the least. So I'm on here, and the zoop, comments come up right there, but they only come up and they fade away because I can't be on StreamYard. And I can't be on StreamYard because I don't think you can be on StreamYard on your phone, even though it says you can be, but I'm too stupid to figure it out because I'm not 14. I'm much older than that. I don't know. I'm not a genius when it comes to that. I think I'm a genius, but I'm not. So if I was on StreamYard, I'd probably be able to see the questions or statements longer, but I can't. They come up there. I got to put the old bifocals up there and go, oh yeah. Already did both. What do you mean by did both? Maybe. Lynn, I'm just curious. I'm not trying to be a jerk, but what do you think he did? What do you mean by both? I made Jinx a moderator. I saw her little wrench on there. I thought I did. I couldn't remember if I did or not. She probably hasn't had any trouble because there probably isn't anybody on there. And actually, even if they did come on there, even if trolls came on there, I really wouldn't care because actually it's kind of funny. Because I would probably engage with the trolls. Oh man, I dropped down to 8. Jinx, are you still on there? On here? Yeah. Yeah, so you're still on here. Good. Yeah. Because I don't really have a problem with it. It actually is kind of funny. Seeing what the, yep. Seeing the stupidity. That was actually it. I'm just going to say it. Oh, man. There's a heron of some kind. Beep, beep, beep. That'll just screw everything up. Forget I did that. What the hell is he trying to do? Anyway. Since I'm not going to probably show that video, maybe I will anyway. I discovered where the troll farm hides. They've hide in the culvert by Freedom Bridge. Because I could hear some grumblings. I heard cackling. I heard farting. I heard belching. I heard all kinds of things, all kinds of sounds that were emanating from the bellows of that tunnel where the troll farm resides. And I don't know who makes the decision on who's in that troll farm. Is there a membership? Is there a fee to become a member of the troll farm? Sweet. I will get a sticker and I will display it proudly on my crappy S10. And I will drive around and say, and I'll have my arm out going, Troll Farm. I'm from the Troll Farm. Except for when I go to Delphi, I won't be able to drive my truck over there because I'm afraid it won't make it. So maybe we'll have to put it on the van. Whatever. Yeah. And he went after me on a couple of things I had. I had an innocent post about enjoying this afternoon, and he went on there. He said something on there. Whatever. Didn't, no, as it goes, no sweat off my sack. Whatever. Montrose. No contact. They may lose their channels because they may be embarrassed by their own life and their own personal lives. That's why they may lose their channels. Their channels may go by the grace of God. There goes we. You know, one thing I would never do. I'm gonna leave that go. We'll let it go. We'll let it go. I'm a bigger man than that. Let's just say I'm not. I hate making mistakes. And I did. And hopefully it's gone. Mea culpa. What do you do? So what else is going on in the wonderful world of whatever? I don't want to keep bringing it down. I'd like to hear from you. What's something that interests you? Anything at all I'm willing to listen to or read, if I can catch it fast enough. That's the thing. Stop looking over there. You can't see the screen. Oh, yeah. Well, that's why we get along. 2 mouths. Okay, I will, because we'll probably, because I may take vacation time then. I don't know. But every time I try to plan something to go to Delphi, then the defense fuck it eat up. I don't like to use foul language, but they screwed up my schedule. I was at work when I found out that they decided that they needed more time when they had requested a speedy trial. Whatever. So that kind of screwed up the schedule, which didn't matter because I don't mind. Actually, for a small town, Delphi has a lot of good restaurants. And I mentioned Brick and Mortar Pub. I probably sound like I'm a pitchman for them, but we've been there a few times. I figure that Delphi probably has a lot of good restaurants like that is because they're so, yeah, that's true, Jinx. They're going to keep asking for it because they don't have anything. I've said that a number of times. I think there's still a plea agreement coming. I know that me and Doc is going to appear. Doc's probably not going to appear on it if we're talking about Delphi. If we're talking about the Beatles, maybe. It's funny. Um, I'm in agreement with Ruckus, good old Ruckus. Office Tavern has the best burgers. Really? I have to go there. I just like the brick and mortar, and I've been waiting to sit outside, and we haven't. They were working on it. I think the last time we were there, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, something like that. But anyway, I saw it was open, so I thought it'd be cool to sit over there. And I think they have a lot of. Anyway, I was gonna say they have a lot. I think they have a lot of restaurants that are like that because they're so close to Purdue, to Lafayette, and it would be easier to eat in Delphi and then go to the game. That's what I would do. Makes more sense. Probably can get in there. A lot less traffic. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's why I want to sit out there, because I think it'd be cool. Sit out there, have a light or something, and have a burger or whatever. But apparently they don't have the best burger. Defense. So what is the defense? Say, is Odinism actually a defense? A bunch of guys that have a lot of tattoos and beards. I have a beard. I don't want to kill anybody. Um, is Odinism really, honestly, deep down inside of you? Is Odinism really? Is that really the stance you want to take? Yeah, yeah, she is. She's allowed. I thought she was a little. At first, I wasn't sure, but I think she's went out of her way to accommodate the defense. So my opinion changed quickly on her because it's so tied together. We get accused of that being on the council, but is everybody that's involved in government we're all like hanging in hammocks or swinging in hammocks together. Everything we do is all the same. No independent thought whatsoever. That's not right. Because I can say I get along with council members. I may have said it, probably. I get along with council members just fine. Other ones, I wish they would never show up to a meeting. But to each their own. Yeah. Odinism is not a defense. I don't think it really is a defense, because where do you go from there? What is your base, and where do you go from your base? You got to have your base. Here's your base. Here's your base argument. And where do you go? You go all these different directions. That's why I think personally that they want the Odinism part in, which I believe it is, so they can open up a bunch of doors that are unrelated to that, so they can ask a bunch of weird questions. You got to remember, it's the prosecution's case to convict. It's not the defense's case to prove innocence. That's true, Lynn. They don't. That's what it is. They don't know. You could say they just don't know how to defend him, and that's why they have to go with the Odinism angle, because he's not giving them. Especially if he's. How do you? Yeah, I saw that. How do you
maybe I should have Mata on there. He's a big shot. He knows what he's doing. No, nothing against him. He he's he's smarter at law talking guy than I am. Um, but I don't know. I don't know. I just don't see that. I don't see that Odinism as a defense. Anyway, no, there's two shifty Robins looking at me. They're throwing me off my game. I'm glad you're still hanging on because I might have to go inside and see how that bathroom's doing. Who do you think needs their license removed? To his lawyers? They have to do what they have to do. I mean, everybody knows that. Everybody knows that even if their client is 100% guilty, they are being paid to try to prove that he is innocent. It's just the way the game works. If you remember back, one of the biggest defenses in the history of the United States, before it was even the United States, was that John Adams defended the Minutemen or the Redcoats who had shot innocent people, but he thought that they were, only to be fair, that they should have proper representation because they knew that back then that was because that's not how it worked in England. You had you had a tribunal of judges, and they judged you without a jury. Or if the jury was there, the jury was nothing. It was the judges. And that's what our whole system, a good portion of our whole system created for the United States was jury of your peers, innocent until proven guilty. It's been bastardized since then. But it is what it is. I hate to use that phrase, but we've gotten to this point. I'm going to take one more break as you watch me walk back there, and I will be right back. Oh, I lost some people, but I don't. It doesn't surprise me one bit. It's getting a little cold out here. At least the beers won't be getting hot. Glad you're still hanging with me. Those that are still hanging with me. Whew. Oh, by the way, the house looks good. I remembered, or I thought of something while I was in there, and then I forgot. I don't know. Howdy, Lloyd. So, while we're still on here, I think the dew's falling. Getting mighty cold. Getting chilly. Anything that you would let's go with this last little segment here of Indiana needs the same law. Same law as what? The rest of the country? That's what's unique about our country is each state has its own, you know, each state has its own independent laws, state laws. But just some things I can understand. Let's do this last little segment with Brandon. Gets crime photos being released. Well, Florida's different. Florida also has a good governor. I suppose I'm going to get a hit from some people, but what do you do? Let's do a straight up anything goes. Ask me anything. I will ask myself a question. Self, do you think I'm asking myself a question. Do you think the trial of Richard Allen will take place in 2024? Answer is no, I don't. If there is no plea agreement, I still believe that the trial won't happen this year. Because I think they'll get another stay or they'll get another. I don't think it will. Now, when it comes to a plea, which I said that I think it will be because strictly speaking or what have you, it's in the best interest of Richard Allen to plea. Because if he pleads, we won't have details of what happened. Each side will agree on the details, and that's the end of it. I don't know who was on there that said, "Gotta mind me, I'm gonna be flopping all over the place." It's the way the brain works. Somebody on there said Doc is joining in. The reason why they brought him up is Doc's a big Beatles fan. I'm a big Beatles fan, and if you've seen my channel, I have a lot of Beatles things on there. I know most of the people that watch me or watch some of my Delphi stuff are not Beatles fans. Some are. I am going to be doing, I think, a review of the Beatles' Let It Be, possibly. You know, there's something that came up on Disney Plus that I didn't realize was going to be on there, and that was a Beach Boys documentary, and that might be interesting. So I might have to do a little talk about that. People right here are going, I don't want to hear about the Beach Boys. I don't want to hear about the Beatles. I especially don't want to hear about the Beach Boys. But that's how crazy ass my channel is. I go from Bibbity boo to bobbity bob. Whatever goes. Well, I'm glad that most of you people have stayed on here. I still got some hanging in, even after all the bathroom breaks. I haven't got any comments on there besides ones that are people that are very, very, very close to me. I'd like to hear from you. Anybody else? Because I think I'm going to probably give her a wrap up here, unless there's something that earth-shattering happens, which something could fall out of the sky. That would be very strange, and the birds are flying over. This was fun. I think I like the outdoor setting the most. That was the very first live I ever did. It was an outdoor setting like this, and it was comfy for me. Neighbors are probably looking over, going, "What the fuck's that guy? What the hell's that guy doing?" He was staring at his phone, talking away like an idiot. What's he doing? So, yeah, right. Carter said, yes, that's right. I would like to hear from Doug Carter again. I think, what's been 2020? 2020? Is that when they stopped talking? Doing press conferences? I think it was 2020, maybe. Maybe it was COVID. I don't know. But anyway, I would like to hear from them again. I'd like to hear from him specifically on how he's progressed, or where his feelings are, or what their feelings are with the ISP, Indiana State Police, how they are, where they're at right now when it comes to this case. I'd like to know where they're at. That would be nice. Yeah. Was April 2019 the last time? Was that the very last time that they did it? I wasn't sure. I know that there was some maybe brief things. I know the Klein stuff came out. That was 21. Yeah. What was that, 21? I don't know. I can't keep dates right. Yeah. And that's not really a 2022 YouTube. That's really not. They need to have like a real press conference. Media, all those involved, not just a YouTube video. I can do a YouTube video. So, anyway, back to this. I like the way, there's a car, hey, the lights are coming on. Let's turn this so the cords, just off, there we go. This is how we should do it. Anyway, this is my favorite setting for doing lives. Like I said, I did my first live outside. It was great. I could watch nature. I could get completely thrown off track. I've done a couple inside, but not so fun. Sitting in a room, staring at a computer screen. It's too bright. This way, it's much more engaging, much more festive. No, much more relaxing, enjoyable. So I think I'm going to call it a evening, and I'm happy that everyone that was on here and joined me. Thanks to Jinx, the only one that I gave a wrench to. She might not be on here anymore, but thank you. And thanks to everyone that was commenting. I appreciate you being here, and I will see you next time, and hopefully that is soon, and it will be fun then. Goodbye.